Hi, this is Dave, Fell Running Guide. Welcome to this week's map reading task. This week I've got two photographs and they were taken from the same location but looking in different directions. So we've got photograph 1 here and photograph 2 here. On photograph 1 I've circled a feature, so I want you to see if you can find that. And can you also work out precisely where the photo was taken from, or where both photos were taken from? The map that we're using this week is Harvey Maps Superwalker 1 to 25,000 scale. This is the Dark Peak District, and I've got an agreement with Harvey's to use their map for this task. Okay, so let's have a look at those photos. What can we see? So photo 1 to start with, we're obviously looking uphill, upstream. There's a stream here, we can't see it that clearly, but we've got a very steep sided valley coming down from the right and then up again to the left. So it's reasonable to think that there will be some kind of water feature in here. The feature that we've circled up here is a cliff or a crag, a rocky outcrop. And here below and to the right of it as we looks like this is a continuation of the stream. We can't see whether a stream goes up and left in this hidden ground, dead ground up here, but there's definitely this notch in the horizon there. So there is going to be some kind of stream, or at least a big wide valley or re-entrant steep sided one there that comes down. It looks like it changes direction about there. In terms of man-made feature, well, we've got a dry stone wall here. Looks quite old, quite tumbled down, but nevertheless it is a wall, and it's on the left hand bank as we look upstream. So the hill coming down, and then we hit the wall, and then beyond it is the stream. Let's have a look at the other photo. So looking in a different direction. So here is a stream, and then here we've got another possible stream. Looks like there's a bit of water in it, but nevertheless a gully or a narrow re-entrant in a straight line coming down, and it's quite narrow, and it's quite narrow all the way up. No evidence of any walls here. There's rocks, natural boulders. It's hard to say whether this is a remnants of a wall or not, but we've certainly got the natural features there, and this stream flowing from left to right as we look, and then down out of sight below us down here. So let's see if we can make sense of that on the map. So we've got two main streams with valleys in them. We've got Crowden Clough coming down here, and we've got Grindsbrook Clough coming down here. So they've both got streams, they've both got crags at the top, they've both got other tributaries coming in. So crags at the top, tributaries coming down, a big one here. So which one of those is it? Well, could we be in Grindsbrook, maybe looking from around about here upstream? This is the crag circled, and this being that second photograph with the re-entrant coming in there. Let's have a look. Could that be that? Well, a couple of things. If we look at photo number 1, we've got this stream off below and kinking off to the right of that crag. So we go to the map. If we were looking up Grindsbrook, go upstream, 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 upstream. Yes, there's a kink to the right, but look, there's another stream that continues in the same direction. Look how the contours form that V shape there. So if we were looking from here, we'd expect to see that to the right of the crag. And another thing, if we look here to the left of this stream, there's a grey line. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. So this grey line, which is a non-maintained boundary, so wall or fence line, and it's very close on the left hand side of that stream. So would we expect to see that on the photograph? Well, there is nothing. There's just bilberry and heather here on the left, so there's no evidence of a wall coming down there. I know we shouldn't always use the man-made features, but we might expect to see that, but certainly that feature doesn't quite fit. Also, is there a dry stone wall on this bank? Let's have a look. Well, if we were there, we may just see a dry stone wall, but it would be going off up there, and we've already established that we can't see that. So that doesn't quite fit. Also, that crag there is very extensive. Look how long it is. It's probably a good couple of 100 meters long, so that might be too long or too large. So let's rule out Grindsbrook. So does that mean we're in Crowden Clough, looking upstream? So if we were looking upstream, there is the kink where the stream changes direction and goes off in a more northerly direction, which would mean that that was the crag circled in red. So that fits a bit more with the stream direction. What about photo 2? This one, where is this? Well, could it be here? Well, if we were looking up there, we'd expect to see two streams coming down and forming a Y shape, and there certainly isn't. There's only one, so that doesn't quite fit. What about here? Could we be here looking up this one? Well, let's have a look at these walls or fence lines here. Again, let me zoom in a little bit. If we were stood below this stream, we'd expect to see a wall or a fence line cutting across there, and that's not in the photo. Also, that we can see a wall in that first photo that was running parallel to the stream, but that doesn't go on for very far before it meets a T-junction, and we didn't see that in the photograph. So no evidence of a continuation of this wall anywhere close here, and we can't see it going off up the other hillside there or up there, so that doesn't quite fit. So moving downstream, could we be looking up this? Now look at the width of the contour lines as we go up the valley. Is this a narrow stream, a narrow steep-sided stream, or is it quite a wide valley? Imagine that you were stood here at this point and you wanted to be at the same elevation on the opposite side. You wouldn't have to go very far to get to the same elevation. Okay, imagine you were kind of holding a rope between, you had one person here and one person there, holding a rope taut, holding it tight. What distance would that be between the two of you on equal elevation? Well, it starts off quite close together, but look, as we go upstream, this here, this contour line here, the bold one, is the 450 metre contour. And look, from 450 metres there, you've got to go all the way across to there before you get to 450 metres again. Very wide here. It looks like we've got a bit of a ridge going up there, or a spur coming down. So think about the width between these contour lines where they start to kink in, the distance between that point there and that point there. Go back to our photo. It's narrow, narrow, narrow. Even higher up, it's very narrow. So that doesn't fit with that wide valley there. Also, if we look, we zoom in again, this wall line here is on the right hand bank of the stream. If we were looking upstream, see how that is on the right hand bank, or the east bank, the east side of the stream. And in that first photo it was on the left side of the stream. Let's just confirm again. There, look, here's the stream, here's the photo, here's the wall, so we'd expect it to be on that side. So that doesn't fit. So what does that leave us with? Well, the only other thing, look at this contour feature here. See how these contours kink in a very sharp V or A shape? So that is indicating, although there's no stream drawn in it, that's a very narrow and long re-entrant or gully. Could we be looking up that? So even high up, the distance between the same elevation on either side of that gully is quite close. So compare that point there and that point there with much further down that point there and that point there. So this narrow, thin gully or re-entrance. What about the wall? Does it fit with that wall? Well, there, if I was stood looking from about that point there upstream, we would see this wall there on the left hand bank. What we can't see is the stream immediately ahead of us, underneath us, if you like, whilst I'm looking up that there. So quite a tricky one this week. Not many people on social media got it right. I think a lot of people thought we were looking at this stream much further down, looking up this wide one, but it's just far too wide to fit with this. Anyway, hope you found that interesting. Hope you got it right. Hope it makes sense now if you didn't get it right. Thanks for watching. Look out for next week's map reading task. Bye for now.